guys, Captain Foley back with you again today for another video. If you guys watched my last video, it was about the battle damaged Enterprise from Diamond Select, which I picked up when I went to visit Heroes on Dundas Street here in London, Ontario. An amazing comic book store. I picked up a few other things on that adventure as well, which we're going to look at today. So I apologize for the sound. If you hear any drilling, hammering, sawing, anything like that, my neighbors are actually putting in a deck. But I need to film this video, so here we are. Today we're going to be talking about Super 7. They do little reaction figures of older franchises, and while I was there I found these. So we got Vincent, we got Old Bob, and my favorite, Maximilian. If you look on the back of the packaging here, it does show all three of the ones from the black hole. This was a Disney movie from back in the day. It's kind of a guilty pleasure. It's a little slow, it's a little plodding, it's a little bit, you know, not super exciting, and some would argue not a good movie. I think it's due for a remake, honestly. But we're going to be opening these up today and taking a look at them. I have done my larger Maximilian, Vincent, and Old Bob figures. I've done a video of those being unboxed as well. I can't recall the company that did those ones, but you see them behind me in all my Trekyards videos, or at least you see Maximilian. Vincent and Old Bob are always behind my head, but Maximilian is always there on the shelf, and I've always wanted a Maximilian. I never got in on the old school vintage figures, and when you do find them, they're way, way, way too expensive. So instead today we're going to be taking a look at these reaction figures and opening these bad boys up and taking a look at them. So yeah, here we go. Let's get right into it. So here they are all lined up. I love the packaging on these. It is super great. Let's check out Old Bob first. I love it's the character and the character shape. There's reaction figurines right there. There you see Old Bob, all beat up in the packaging, and they all have the same on the back. Super 7, the black hole, and then the figures. So yeah, I think Old Bob is my least favorite of them all because he is a beat up old robot, but pretty cool character in the movie though, I gotta say. Next up is Maximilian. I've always loved Maximilian since I was a kid. I love robots, I love droids, huge R2-D2 fan, but this is one I've always wanted ever since I was a kid and never really got. So now I have this one and my large one. And lastly is Vincent, who is also an awesome robot. There you see the black hole character and the shape of the packaging. So the packaging is very cool. I think we're going to start with Old Bob, go to Vincent, and then Maximilian, and see what these look like out of the box. Or out of the package. I guess it's not really a box. So here's the unpackaging. Alright, so as I stated, see there's some drilling, I apologize guys. Anyway, as I stated, I'm going to do Old Bob first. My least favorite, and I just use a hobby knife or whatever to get into these packages. That way you can keep the bubble on the card. And not really damage the card at all, because it glides through this plastic pretty well. Usually I do 3 sides as well, that way it stays to the package. If you want to throw it back in the packaging, you can this way. Yeah, it glides along pretty nice. Alright, so first thing I pulled out there at the bottom is the clear stand, which I will have to try and pop out. There we go. So, just a clear stand. It does say Disney on it, right there. Super 7, Vietnam. And then on the front it does say ReAction. Alright, now let's get this figure out of the packaging here. Not much to these are pretty simple. There's a mounting bracket there. And the best part of this is you get to, if you want to keep the packaging, because this is pretty cool packaging, you just slip that back in there like so. Alright. So here is Old Bob. I forget what Bob stands for. I also forget what Vincent stands for, but I'm sure people will tell me in the comments. But there he is. He's all beat up. He's an older robot, older model. He's been very abused as well. So, hole in the bottom for the stand, of course. Exposed wiring in the middle there. And one clamp out. So we'll put together the stand, which is super easy, barely an inconvenience. Put that together like so, and then oopsie. Oopsie. There we go. So there is Old Bob, his packaging, and the figure. And these guys do float. That's one of the reasons for the clear bases. So there's Old Bob. So I already took Vincent out of his packaging to spare you guys having to watch that. Got the stand set up. But here is Vincent. And he's a newer model, not abused, not beat up. Ooh, the heads even go in. Ooh, that's interesting. The heads pop in as they do. It's a little tight fit. Hold on, let me see if I can get it out now. Yeah, there we go. And they do turn as well. That's very cool. So there's his Vincent designation there, which again, I don't remember what it stands for. Now the legs don't come out. His come out like Old Bob's. Old Bob has the one leg out. These do not come out. Now does Bob's head? No, because Bob's all beat up, his head doesn't go in or move, which is a shame. These stands don't stay together the best. But once they're set up, you know, so. But Vincent's head does go in, it does turn. And there is Vincent with his packaging. Alright, now let's move on to my favorite, Maximilian. So there is Vincent's packaging. Sans Vincent. And his stand has two pegs on it just for the legs of the figure. Here is the figure itself. Really nice detail. These arms on my big one fold and rotate. They do rotate here at the joint there, but they are in their attack formation with the spinning blades. The other one, the bigger one, is configurable. I'll show you those ones in a minute here, but the legs do move on this one. that is Maximilian. Very neat. And then, of course, there's just peg holes in the feet or the legs. That slide on like so. There is Maximilian. Looking great. And there's all three of them together. There's Vincent. And you got Maximilian. And old Bob. Beat up old robot. So there they are. These are really cool figures. I wish old Bob had a little bit more movement. I wish the legs on Vincent came out or extended. Sadly they don't. Also wish some of those arms on Maximilian had separate joints that you could like manipulate them a bit. But like I said, my larger ones downstairs have that. But we'll go take a look at those in just a second here. But there you go, the Super 7 ReAction line for the black hole and all of the robots from the show. So there you go. If you guys are interested, check them out. Super 7 and on, well, just Super 7, look it up. But they do a lot of really great what are called ReAction figures, which are just old TV shows and stuff. They got some really great ones. I would highly recommend you check them out if you're interested. And if you're a fan of the black hole and didn't pick up the bigger expensive ones and can't find any of the vintage ones, or even if you have the vintage ones, get these. These are the newest ones and they are pretty damn cool. Alright guys, here are my larger ones. We got Vincent, old Bob back there with a backdrop, and Maximilian. All of his arms move and articulate. These flaps go up and down. So yeah, these are sharing a shelf with, if you're following the channel, remember BD1 and Bubo here. So I like my robots. So let's compare the sizes of these new ReAction figures to these ones. Alright, here they are. Now the Vincent and old Bob are not far off size-wise, and these Vincent and old Bobs, these bigger ones, are actually scaled correctly to this Maximilian. Maximilian, though, you will see, is quite a bit smaller, being about the same size as these other two. Also a redder color. That's a much darker color. I don't know which is more accurate, actually. I remember him being more red, so I remember this being more an accurate color, honestly. But I did an unboxing of these ones, so check that out. I'll link the video at the end of this if I remember, and check that out if you're interested in those ones. But these larger ones are quite a bit more expensive, so the ReAction ones might be the way to go if that's what you guys, if you want some black hole figures, and these are the ones you're looking for. Yeah, so there you have it. As far as comparison goes, I mean, you can just see a little bit cleaner detail on the bigger one, obviously. Same with old Bob. A little more detail. But honestly, if you just want some Vincent, old Bob, and Maximilian figures, you really can't go wrong with these Super 7 ReAction figures. So I was glad to see them, very happy to see them, glad I got them, and they're a great addition to the collection. So hopefully you guys will check them out. Sorry for my dogs. But anyway, yeah, thank you for watching. Alright guys, there you have them, the Super 7 ReAction black hole figures. if they release some of the other characters, I might get some of those as well. Plus, they had a really cool ship, the Palomino and the Cygnus. The Cygnus was an amazing ship. So if you're interested in the black hole, look it up. Look up the ships, see what it's all about. Go watch the movie. I don't know if it's on Disney Plus. But like I said, this is one that's definitely due for a remake. Maybe spice it up a bit, make it a little bit more modern. It was kind of competing or trying to emulate Star Wars, as were a lot of movies at the time. And yeah, it just kind of, it's a little bit boring and sluggish in parts, but it's got some really good moments as well. There's also bad guys called the Centurions, I believe, that have like dual wield blasters. It's pretty cool. You need to check it out. But anyway, that is it. As always, if you like the video, please give me a like. Thumbs up would be awesome. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, the Captain Foley personal channel, as well as the Trekyards main channel as well. And by all means, check out another video by me also. So until next time, I'm Captain Foley, signing off. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.